Hey guys, what's cracking? Today I had a little bit of extra time and I've had a few requests lately to do a top five list. I thought for Solana you can't do a top five list. At the moment there is around 30 games and projects that are either in development or releasing very soon. So what can I do with that? I'm going to go for a top 10 list. We can see I'll just flick through Star Atlas, premier game for Solana. This should be number one on pretty much anyone's list. There will be no arguments with this. So me going forward, I'm just going to put the list out there. It is absolutely biased on my thoughts, my opinions, my experiences, and it's not completely on making money. So for me, it's not just about making money. I want to see some playability. I want to enjoy this. This is my number one game, absolutely, because I will be playing this with a team of my best mates that I grew up with. We've got our own strategies. We've got our group ships. We're going the extra leg with this. We're old dudes. We love this shit. If we can play a bit of gameplay every night, that'd be awesome. I know I'll be playing every night. Sometimes, as grown ass men, we've got families and kids and wives and partners that don't always like you playing computer games. When you tell them it's for money and they can buy more dresses, then maybe. Now, they've had success in their GAOs. They're raising. They've got 120 to 150 staff on the team. It is going to be absolutely monstrous. They want to get 4 to 5 times their staff and get something out. It looks like possibly end of month before we're going to see the mini game. A lot of these games times are pushed back, but let's just play this. I shouldn't really need to say too much about this. I covered a lot of Star Atlas content. People can go and have a look on the side there and see why it's exciting. They're linking in so much of the Solana ecosystem, plus they're reaching out. They're getting partnerships with Animoca. They're getting partnerships with YGG Gaming. It will be such a huge, huge thing for Solana and gaming and blockchain gaming if they can pull it off as to how they want it. Now, the gameplay I've chosen isn't necessarily gameplay, but it is actually gameplay. So this is on the X4 bike, and this is in the UE5 actual game resolution, gameplay. This is what this is going to look like. And I mean, one thing they do super well is they smash out the music. They are music lovers. It's going to be huge for Solana projects like Audius. We did see a big sign up today, with a lot of artists signing up and linking up with Audius. And these things are just, it's going to be amazing. Super, super exciting. And I mean, how could you not? There's going to be talks of esports in this. There already is, of course. This will be a huge maker in the game sphere. So this is retailing at around $15, I believe. I didn't personally go and look because I had 3 from posters. But ship entry price, $15. They've talked about it through a whole lot of it, about making the game accessible to the public from entry level low to a high end level, where some of the ships may go for up to $10 million. So they're going to have huge, huge amounts of profit coming in from the sales, and that will hopefully allow them to gear up. Now, the next one we're going to get into, I actually did do a deep dive on this video last night, on this game last night, and having rewatched that a couple of times, hello. So having rewatched this video and trailer a couple of times, you can't not be excited. Cryowar. So obviously I'm I'd love people to go and watch all my other content and my videos. I don't put ads and stuff in it. It's not for that. I am super, super excited to be able to have a chance to do these interviews, concentrate on games, and help any way I can. So this was super exciting, and there's several reasons why I found this exciting. Is the game is 3 years in development. At the beginning of this year, Cryowar have made a decision to join Solana and go into the blockchain gaming sphere of things. You can see their phone play. It's going to be both computer, iOS, and Android. And you're going to be able to interlink between your two. Now, one of the key parts of the game that I really, really like is there's going to be something like 8 to 12 different types of gameplay that are going to be a mixture of PvP, PvE. There's going to be player land involved, pets at some stage, obviously skins like any game. And when you log in to do a raid, let's call it a raid, it's going to be a 3-minute battle. So you're going to log in, they're going to be quick, they're going to be concise, but it's going to be randomized as to the type of event that's going to happen in game. So you might do a special boss fight, and you'll have to have your team worked out. There was 3 characters I explained last night. You've got the heavy, which is the tank. You've got the Valkyrie, which will be like a melee DPS. And then you've got the Centurion, which is going to be a medium range AoE damage, your mage style classes. But I do really like what I see about this game because it's going to be free to play. So it is free to play, play to earn. They're going to start with no pay to win mechanics. So at the start, there's going to be a heap of skins. They are going to be super cool. They're going to change how your character looks, but they're going to be cosmetics. They want to get the game out. They have a token schedule like any other game. I'm not going to talk about the tokens too much through these, but they do look to be listening to people, to feedback. They've got a playable game. The beta's playable, and it should hopefully be released early October. Playable. I keep going on this playable. We don't have anything that's immersive and playable at the moment. And the fact that you can play when you're at home at night, or you can then go and smash a couple out while you're at work. Reading about their team, their white paper gets into a lot more detail. Their team has a great history. It reads well. They've got super good structure and experience in the world through some big companies making and producing games. And that to me is super exciting. Now, people are going to argue about this. Keep in mind, it's my point. It's my top 10 that I'm most excited about for playing, potentially to do with as well, available soon. Worth mentioning is I have mentioned I had Star Atlas posters, and I'll get into other games that I've got cards and packs in. But we're looking at number 3. Now, I think 2 and 4 could probably change, but Defiland, I think, will be the 3rd biggest game on Solana. And the reason being is it aims to bring in a whole heap of people through DeFi, introduction to DeFi, training and developing the skills to be able to use DeFi. And I think that's going to be super, super important. So this doesn't have sound, not the best quality, obviously I'm blowing it out, but this is a bit of a introduction to the beta. The beta code is out for those lucky enough to do it, and I believe we're looking at around 30 hours time from when I'm making this video. The beta launch will be out. Now, I've played Farmville style games. I played Heyday on Supercell on my Samsung. Loved it, spent too much money on it, had to delete it, and down the track I actually had to play it a second time and delete it a second time, just due to the fact the amount of money I spent on it. Loved it. I think this has the potential to be the 3rd biggest game, and they're talking about being multiverse, so they want to be Binance, they want to be Ethereum, they want to link up, and whether that goes through wormholes, all of the side effects, I'm not entirely sure, but the game is going to have 2 versions, version 1, version 2, and version 1 will be early, having basic parts of gameplay, whereas version 2 is going to have a lot more involved. They're going to be doing quests, they're going to be doing daily quests, there's going to be plenty of NFTs abound. Now, there's going to be gameplay as well in this which isn't based entirely on planting crops of tokens. It's going to be a lot more. There's going to be things like petting your animals, feeding your animals. There's going to be interactions with other people. There's going to be NFTs that give real world value, and it's going to be one of the way that the game devs can bring sales into their own team and make money for the game to develop the game. So I'm super excited for this. We have seen some pictures. They do lots of AMAs. Erwin is very active. All of their teams seem to be active on their Discord. It's super important. Any of these games that I've talked about, check the Discords. That's super cool about them. And one of the things that I think a lot of the games are, like there's not always this when token kind of clutter and talk, and that's super important. So the website for now down. There's not a lot on there apart from socials, but the beta is coming. We're all excited. It got pushed back because the team hit COVID dramas. They all got better, which is awesome. And here we are awaiting the launch. And the beta, don't be too excited about the events that come out of it. I'm going to be putting up what I can. I've got a screen capture for my phone. I wanted to capture on the phone and see what it did. Super excited. Now, Aurory, anyone that's watched a lot of my content knows I'm unhappy with the launch. I don't want to make this and go into great details about that, but this is why I'm putting it in 4th position for me. They've had their white paper come out. We'll go over that a little bit, light paper, I guess you would call it. But they had a little picture here in the last day or two of the character graphics for one of the, they don't call them Zeds, is a different game. That's Project Seed. There's going to be a name, and I'm blank with the name now. Let's have a quick look. Nefties. So that'll be one of the Nefties. Now, they've had several little videos. They've done special Aurorians. They've got special versions of them. I will go and have a look at Solana afterwards. There's 3 of these games that I'll mention in the top 10 listed on Solana. So this is one of the good reasons I like Aurory is it's going to be free to play, and it talks about a lot of that in this paper printout they did. Now, does that scroll? It doesn't. So they do talk about a lot of the game. Take some time to go and have a read of it. It's super important. What I liked seeing was they talk about here, players roam the game world discovering new nefties and use their wallets to catch them, acquire the best team, train them to adapt to any situation and form new strategies on your way to becoming the next undefeated legend. Every species of nefties has their own strengths and abilities, giving them multiple strategic roles in combat from brute force to team support, defense, sabotage, and manipulation. All right, this isn't actually the section I want. This talks about them. Now, this was the part I wanted to read here, was it talks about the single player mode, PvE. You do quests, and that will give you the nefties to further play the game. Now, there is going to be PvP. There's also going to be a deathmatch styled PvP. We'll get into that. After forming your dream Nefties team, compare with powerful trainers around the world in various game modes. Friendly duels, ranked tournaments, that will happen on a reoccurring basis. The other very special modes that we have to unveil yet within our community. So it talks about how you need to have 3 Nefties. That might have been down here. Your team consists of 3 Nefties that will compete against your opponent's team in a turn-based tactical RPG-style battle. Victory goes to the first player to successfully eliminate all Nefties in the opposing team. So like I said, go through, have a good read of this. There is lots of content to see in here. The tournaments and championships was the one, I believe, where we'll zoom out so we can see it properly. Oh, that's better. There we go. All right. The annual Aurory Championship Tour offers opportunities to win rare items. So annual, is this going to be yearly? You would think with the use of the word. This allows top level players to to continually nourish the ecosystem as they improve via strategic experimentation in their battles. Meanwhile, it also creates more fair opportunities for up and coming players. Oh, here we go. I did miss that. The tour offers opportunities to win rare items, significant cash prizes, and imprint your own design on future Nefties. However, this comes at a risk. So it talks about how you need a golden ticket, and to enter that, you need to either be victorious in the tournaments, being one of the few lucky PvE players to be rewarded with a ticket. And if you wish to do so, you can sell that ticket. So that's cool. NFT, being able to sell any aspect of the game. So there's going to be strategies. There's going to be people very, very keen. Talks about how you're going to be able to design potential Nefties, was it? Yes, future Nefties. And the potential risk is going to be if you enter that with Nefties and they die. I did read it somewhere. You're going to lose those Nefties. So that is cool. I like it. All right, let's get into the next one. Now, this is Project Seed. This is a super, super cool bit of film clip. It's my number 5.
An experience no game has offered before. An odyssey that will leave a trail in your reality. The world's first multi-chain RPG. Explore. Discover.
Excuse me.
And meet other heroes from all over the world. Outland Odyssey, where fantasy meets reality.
So, yeah, Project Seed. This has been in the highlight of the public for quite a while. It does look good. The video play looks good, so that's gameplay as well. Now, what I like about this is I think free to play, I think that's super awesome with onboarding people into ecosystems of games. And you need games to be played, to be adopted, to draw more players. If something's not easy to get into or cheap to get into, you're noticing. Did I mention that Cryowar was completely free to play? I should have. I'm noticing a lot of these big project games are giving cheap slash free entry. Whether that means you're going to get an even peg from the beginning of the game, maybe not. Um, but for this, it does look good. I like the way they've involved the community. I like looks of gameplay. It's very hard to get communication from the team. Um, they are different speakers, so not English natives, but it does look like a prospective way for people to be able to input their own time and potentially make money from the game. To me, that is super cool. There was a video today, they were pretty happy about that being in the top 4 for one of another YouTuber. But this looks exciting. It reminds me very D&D reminiscent, Dark Sun. I've mentioned that in multiple of my videos. And again, their team is large. Like when you start looking at these kinds of things, their team, going through the team, it has experience, it's created things, it is large. They've onboarded a lot of people for this. So I'm looking forward to the IDO that's coming out on Selenium. That is why I personally bought coins in that launchpad for Solana. So it caused me to actually go and buy coins on a launchpad. Still waiting on that to happen. Hopefully we're looking maybe next month. Again, a lot of these things are maybe next month. Things get put out, things change. My number 6, Kaiju cards. This had a very funny bringing into the game. And I bought one of the cards eventually. I wasn't lucky enough to get any in any of the initial sales. They did 1,000 cards. Then later on, they did 1,900 and 1,600 as a joint night. And both times, 28 seconds, they sold the first series. On the other one, I think it was 14 seconds or 40 seconds. I don't fully recall, but they sold that in 2 lots. The graphics look cool. It was a small team. They're onboarding more people as they can, but it does the artwork. I like the artwork. There's a lot of contention over it. I think the artwork's unique. I've listened to what I can in the way of podcasts for these guys, and I've read the content that I can. Super hard to be able to obviously keep on top of absolutely everything and work a job. I've said this before, I work a 12-hour job, so I'm trying to do all this kind of stuff in between. But these guys are community orientated. There's extra artwork done by the community. There's extra fan fiction information put out there, stories. It is super cool. So I did buy a card eventually when the price was right for me. I'm super keen to see this game play out and where it goes. Now, again, I'll get into Solana Arts later. Solana Valley came out in the last week. They had their minting, all 10,000 sold. It wasn't super duper quick. Was it 14 minutes? I think something like that, or may have been longer. But the 10,000 sales aren't as popular at the moment when it released this week. I didn't see a lot of information about them. They've kind of come into my knowledge not as quickly. In the couple of days after the launch, I did a research. I've put out another video based on buying these guys from Solana and looking at minting IDs and things like that. And I did notice something last night. There was a fake one on Solana. So just as a general reminder, I'm saying it here because this triggers my memory, but you've always got to be safe when you go and buy a product. Make sure you're using it from proper sites, use burner wallets, check IDs. If you're unsure, ask people in Grape, ask them in your community programs. The game devs for this game look cool. They've had big sales for a couple of their. It looks in the last couple of hours, I did notice that they're going to. They've had a few sales on Solana. I like their website. In the end, the research I've done through that, I like the history of the team. Do I think this is going to be an absolutely immersive game? Probably not. It wants to be a Farmville style game as well. It could be. It has the potential to be able to go there. It looks a bit of fun. It was under 2 sol for me when I bought in. So I like the looks of it. This is why I'm basing it as my number 6. Now, again, 5 to 10 for me can easily move. Genopets. I'm super excited for this one for the fact that it's move to earn. They talk about being healthy mind, healthy soul, healthy body. They do some fun facts about actual health and fitness. It puts an entirely different spin on things. Their websites were super cool. The information's been cool. I don't think they're in a rush to release their beta. This will be a free-to-play game. And I do believe it's going to create a bit of hype. Their webpage is super cool. It's immersive. The graphics and the backgrounds change. There's that scrolling problem. I had noticed that before. Here's the background changing for me. As I said, I like this because, again, it's another free to play. So people are going to be able to enter into it. But it also puts in more than just playing a game out of enjoying it sitting down. It's about going to the gym. If you smash out a set of reps, if you're doing extra laps, if you're busy at work, you put a fitness watch on. There's potential chances to level up your pet's experience level. There's going to be chances to buy living quarters, habitats for these animals. That's where a lot of their pay to win may come in, but not necessarily pay to win. There is going to be PvP elements, so your pets and that are going to level up. It's going to become like an avatar of you. As you level the pet up, it changes, takes on quirks. I'm just excited to see where this one goes in general. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of ways to make money off it, but you might be able to level up a pet. You might go on a fitness regime. I haven't been to the gym in about 12, 15 months. So I am looking forward. I charged up my watch when I first saw this and it wasn't live. I got a bit ahead of schedule, but I'm super keen to go to the gym to see how it changes the actual in-game aspects of it. So yeah, for me, that was just cool to see something completely different. So it's a way to onboard different people into gaming ecosystem. So it's a way to onboard all your fitness freaks. It will change children's, it's got like a Tamagotchi style, feed your pet, level your pet, and then you're going to be able to do style that. And kids are going to just lap that shit up. I love it. Now, this is going to be my number 9, and this is the Solcery Games Hub. I thought long and hard about this, and the reason I wanted to put this in was they have one playable game at the moment. I also did do an interview with Tjama last week. That's up on my Discord. loved him. He was awesome. He was responsive. He talked really well about his product, the plans. They've done one hackathon. They're in a second hackathon. They've got a second game in development at the moment. And I'm super keen to see how they went during their hackathon. So obviously I've done a quick review of that, did the interview for him, and it was super cool. Like again, this for me doing this to be able to get out there, meet some people, and that's through online, offline. It's just been awesome where it's gone from there. So as for that, I mean, talking a little bit more deeper into it, they plan on having a platform where you can be a small team of artists and developers, and you can join their gaming hub. They'll have a set of tools where you create your game. You take their token on the SRY, I believe it was. You take their token on, and you can choose a flat out purchase fee for access to your game or a monthly subscription. There'll be PvP elements to the game later on where you'll stake your SRY tokens. You'll get a rating, and you'll go up and down in the ratings on up to 2 games, I think it was. So then that rating goes up and down, which transfers into earning extra tokens, and that's where the play to earn will come in. Is you have a chance to compete in a game. It could be a card game, it could be a hack and slash game, a dungeon game. I'm very excited to see where their version 2 goes, because they'll have a version 1, a version 2. They're also going to have a forge for minting and wrapping NFTs, so that's going to be able to bring in a whole heap of different non-game NFTs into their system, and you're going to be able to wrap that up. You're then going to be able to trade that for less fees. You're then going to be able to add that to an existing game, possibly give a buff to an item in game, or it may become a new character within said game. So that's a little bit more depth into SRY. I think this Solcery will be a good platform for Solana, and I hope they do well. We just sort of watch this space. Now, I'll put this in as my number 10, Kinland. This has been coming for a long time. They've got a demo that's available on Android to download. You can get that from your Google Play Store. Played it, done all 3 missions. I've got in one of my videos a little bit of the gameplay. There's interactions with zombies in the game. You've got pets you can interact and get help with. They've done a Olympics set of released characters. They've done a racing series at the moment. Finally managed to get a few of my own. And what I like is that they start them off at 0.1 Sol, and people are deciding on how much they're paying for them. So I had noticed recently there was a lot more bidding on their Gamerplex, and they do have another website, Solex Ventures. They've got Cyber Wars is another game they're developing. I'm going to go and have some beers with the developer for this in Perth. To me, it's fucking amazing. Like to actually go and meet the bloke, have a good couple of beers, talk about games, see what they've got coming up, possibly get some alpha for, for the rest of what I do. And for that kind of stuff will be super cool. So that was my top 10. I like it. Numbers may change. I've thought about it. That's a bit of a help. I'm going to be trying to get into adding in pop-ups and things on the screen and stuff. The videography will come with me with time. There's just so much. Like, this is going to be my 5th or 6th video for the week. I can do a video every day and I won't be able to keep up with it. So I'm just trying to get out different stuff. That's my top 10. We're looking here at the floor price for Aurorians. Went off super high, 66 or so in the first few days. Scaled right back. They're also doing drops for holding Aurorians. That's going to be other in-game NFTs and lore. Wowzers, 249 Sol. They are having 4 hours ago. So when was that? 249? 22 minutes ago. So there's not huge numbers of trades, but they are trading. There's some big numbers there. You can see 403 Sol total volume traded. So they are still trading. The floor's not really moving too much at the moment. The Solana coin is. So yeah, we do see not a lot of volume traded in Kaiju, but I can kind of understand. People have minted these cards. The second mint was 5 and 8 Solana. That was while Solana was, I believe, somewhere around 160 to 180. That's a guess. Solana at the moment sitting at about 160. So the price is set at the same. But I entered in. I've been watching because I might even buy a second card yet. I do have confidence that they will release a game. There's going to be video trailers. They're onboarding new staff. Um, it looks cool. It does. From the content that I've found from their Discord, and that they will be having different mechanics. There will be PvE, there will be PvP. The NFTs are going to be changed and new stats added. So the longer the NFTs are played, the better they get. I've been keeping an eye on the old notorious BEAN 2.6 soul. Like uncommons, some of the rares are going for 5 to 8 souls. So definitely worth keeping an eye on. We'll have a look now at the last one being Solana Valley. So this has only been out for a couple of days. I bought in last night. I think it was 1.75 Solana. Good old Barndog internet. I don't want to hang up on this too much, but Solana is definitely one of the leading NFT platforms. They've got shitloads of not just games, but NFT projects. There's a lot of great protocol launching a lot of these projects together. We're seeing a lot of other things launching NFT projects coming together. It is kind of exciting. I'm not super big on the non-utilization NFTs, but it doesn't mean other people aren't collecting them. It doesn't mean huge money isn't traded. So that is one of the cool things to see. We'll give that a quick refresh. Now, I do want to go over some honorable mentions because there are some stuff. So I've just listed 10. There's 30 games starting or planned for the near future. So you can see the prices are slightly going up here. Still a good entry point. I think there's potential chance to maybe make some money on that. So Cope have done a couple of games. I actually had that open for that. But honorable mention, Pixel Dudes. I love the artwork that I see for it. 7 souls starting from, what's the website? Squidstuff.com. Haven't seen a lot about when the game's coming in and out. But these guys, he won the Squid Award, is it? From Solana. Super cool. Been in the community, giving out a lot of his artwork for free. All of the things are going to be playable in the game. I believe that there's going to be a possibility to play this game for free as well. So, like Tyson, what do we got here? Soul Maverick. Oh, that was someone update. He updated someone's picture. Look, you can't not mention Pixel Dudes. Now, the funny one is Plush Fight League. This is going to be another honorable mention. These guys, the video looked super cool. So they've got a PvP video out. That's not it. That's just one of the characters. They haven't been around for a long time. So this video does look cool.
Round 1. Fight!
Very Street Fighter-y, Mortal Kombat.
Round
1v1. How do I always forget
Round
that?
1.
So to me, that just looks cool. They've done several tweets. They haven't done a mint. So do I want to mint in this? Yes, not financial advice, but I would mint in this. I think there's a potential chance to possibly flip. That's not entirely what I'm in the gaming. I've said this many, many times. I want to play the games, but if the game doesn't work out, you're not happy with it, there's a potential chance to be able to sell that and get your money back out of the game. Blockchain games, this is where gaming is going to be cool. If you put in your money, if it's 2 sol or 3 sol or 4 sol, that's a shitload of money. And if you aren't happy with the game, you've got a chance to be able to, bang, put it on the marketplace, make your money back, hopefully. Minting, of course, there's rarities and all these kinds of things and a chance to get legendary epics, etc., etc. That's an honorable mention. I did send out a message today. Hopefully I'll hear back from the lads. Another one is, let's have a look at Ninja Protocol. Now, I don't look at these guys a whole lot because the last couple of times I've tried to talk to them, I've had no responses, and I'm just not going to be chasing my tail looking at the games. I super want to keep into content with them. I've seen the demo for the game a while ago, very WoW reminiscent to me. It looks good. They've got a whole heap of artwork. They do release a little bit too much NFTs for my liking, but it's out there. It's their choice. It's decentralized gaming. They've got a super big community. They do not just gaming for this kind of thing, but they do poker. They've got an active DEX. They've got active coin. Very deep community. So it's a pay to win game. They have got specialized ninjas. They want to be flying under the radar. They did just do a link up with Orca today. So they wanted to fly under the radar. I've just kind of left it there. But I do believe it's worth mentioning as an honorable mention. OpenEra is going to be my next honorable mention. I saw the hackathon video, liked it, had a bit of a chat to the dev a couple of times. They just got their heads down, bums up. They're concentrating on coding, getting the game out. It's going to be free to play, no loss gaming, I believe, and staking. So you're going to be able to stake coins, do an event, and then get those coins back. So it's not going to cost you anything. It does look cool. So it's going to be based on RuneScape. These guys have got a really big following of Discord holders, and that's why that gets an honorable mention for me. I'm keen to see where that one goes. Now, another one is something I've covered in a video before, and I thought I'd slip this in, part of it because they haven't minted yet, and part of it because I like where it's being led by, what was his name? It'll come to me, might not come to me. All right. The lead game dev for this, super tweety, very chatty with his crew, very responsive, couldn't talk to me enough. It was good, you know, and I do like that in the community. The artwork's a little bit less than sort of I'm keen for, but I think this could potentially be a fun game based on the PvP mechanics and the arena system that they had. So that's why I'm going on there as an honorable mention. Yeah, there's another 15 things out there. Can't list them all. Hope you guys have enjoyed. It's going to be a long video. I realize that, but I'm trying to always promote things, talk, get good content, get good ideas into it. If I've missed stuff, please put it down below in the comments. Happy to see. I don't mind people having different opinions, not agreeing with me. They might think Aurory is going to be number 2. I'm happy with that. You know, number 4 for me. Games will go up and down, and I will possibly try to do a monthly update for this because I think a 1 month setting on these are going to be cool, because so much changes in a week, let alone a month. So I'm going to aim to do a monthly for this, but hope you guys liked. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.